Hello everybody, I'm on to the West Ham Way YouTube channel. It's Corey, and listen, West Ham finally beat Stockport County 1-0. For a long period of that game, I didn't think West Ham were going to do it. We come against a side that I thought in spells tried to get forward, particularly in the first 10 minutes, managed to keep us. The press was good. I said the press would be half decent from a side that looks to play expansive football. But if we allowed them to get in a defensive shape, it was always going to be difficult for us to break them down. I think early doors, Lanzini was getting on the ball in deep areas. Benrahma was trying to pick it up and create space. Benrahma had a good chance actually in the box, and I believe he hit the post, or it went just narrowly wide. It was always going to be difficult for West Ham to break a side that particularly plays with that low block in that defensive shape and using the wing backs. And I felt like West Ham weren't really using the width in the fullbacks. We were trying to press them up a little bit, but we weren't necessarily trying to get them beyond. And for a side that plays in such a low block, it was difficult to find the space. Having said all of that, I feel like a lot of West Ham's movement, particularly in the midfield, with Yarmolenko as the inverted winger, Lanzini coming deep, and Benrahma, was very much trying to come central and create something. And unfortunately, listen, against a side like that, it's difficult to find the space in order to get the chances. West Ham did threaten a couple of times in trying to get a ball in behind from the likes of Yarmolenko into Michail Antonio. And to be fair, a fully fit Michail Antonio possibly takes his chance, possibly gets it out of his feet and gets a goal early doors. And we're not talking about the game that we saw. The weather conditions have to take a massive part in the second half performance. The ball was slowing down incredibly. I think West Ham was struggling to get pace on the ball. Like I said, though, for the majority of the game, we were trying to play in central areas. It was difficult to try and break down a Stockport side. And I felt that West Ham should have taken possibly more emphasis, particularly in the wide areas, and tried to stretch them a little bit. And you'd be looking at someone like Michail Antonio typically to do that. I think the thing is with Mickey, particularly in this game, is he has come deep to try and pick up the ball, and he's trying to ultimately pick up the ball, find space and create something from there. Again, you need somebody like that really playing on the last shoulder and trying to get in behind. And for a while, I did think West Ham really needed to bring on a second striker, possibly an Odebeku. I think people would have said that, particularly with Yarmolenko in the game, he did have a poor game. There's no getting around it. He does play that inverted winger. He is always going to come central, but the lack of pace that he has to beat a man, particularly in a game like this, particularly when Soufal isn't getting as far forward as you need him to, was the difference in West Ham trying to create clear-cut opportunities. And I think on paper, you look at it and you say, well, West Ham with the likes of Lanzini, Benrahma, Declan Rice as well in the side should be able to create something. I thought that, particularly with Declan Rice in that second half, pushing a little bit higher, trying to find something. I think he had a little bit of a mazy run that they were able to crowd him out for. But again, it was tough. West Ham really didn't try and stretch him too much. And I think the substitutions obviously made a difference for me. I think bringing on Tommy Soucek, particularly in his ability to make the late midfield runs, to try and press and essentially try and get in behind this resolute Stockport defence. And listen, he had a chance from a cross. It didn't go in, but he threatened. And I think West Ham could see that clearly using deliveries and trying to get quick deliveries into the box was the way that you were going to try and catch this Stockport side out of shape. And listen, we managed to do it from a quick corner as well. Jarrod Bowen, who I thought was very good when he came on, tried to create things and get in behind. It's a fantastic cross from Jarrod Bowen in on his left. And listen, Craig Dawson, he's done all right, hasn't he? He's done all right in the past couple of games. And listen, it's a fantastic goal from him, a fantastic run. I think West Ham really needed to do that earlier in the game, trying to get early crosses in and trying to pull Stockport out of position. We really didn't do that enough. And listen, our set pieces bailed us out of a lot of situations. And listen, it looks like Craig Dawson's managed to do it tonight. And it's difficult to break the bones out of a game. To be fair to Stockport, I will say on this note, I thought they defended incredibly well. I thought their structure and their shape was fantastic. The use of the wing-backs completely nullified us in trying to create those overloads. When they did get forward as well, they did try and create the overloads on the wide areas. And I believe they had a chance second half. I believe it fell to possibly it could be Jennings in the box. And again, another day, if Dawson isn't there and he doesn't clear it, maybe Stockport get a 1-0. And it's a completely different game we're talking about. I think they tried to get forward. It is tough to try and go and press the West Ham and be expansive, because obviously West Ham were looking for that space in behind. And if they'd given us even a little bit of a sniff, I felt like West Ham could have taken it. So you have to give credit to them for making it such a difficult game for us. We do move on. We do play Doncaster at home in the FA Cup. Hopefully it's nothing like that game and it's not as stressful. I think the only concern on just a finishing note is the fact that Antonio played the full 90 minutes. I know he came off around 90, possibly 88 for Odebeku, and the use of Declan Rice for the full 90 as well. If we could have avoided it, I really, really would like to. And the only reason I say this as well is because we've got a game on Saturday and a game on Tuesday. They come thick and fast. Like I've said before, we don't necessarily have the squad depth to rotate. I expect someone like a Fornals to come in, maybe a Jarrod Bowen to start the game on Saturday. But certainly you look at Mickey, particularly not looking match sharp. Again, needs a few games to get into things and really become the Michail Antonio that we know can get him beyond and get the goals. So it's a bit disappointing to see him play for that. And I think it was a little bit of a risk and paid off. West Ham didn't have any injuries tonight, but on another time and another game, it could happen. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the West Ham Way. In terms of content for this week, Fans Voice, possibly on Wednesday or possibly on Saturday, depending on what the lads are saying. We'll do a little match preview as well if we do it on Saturday. Predicted 11 and new feature, the tactical breakdown, will be here throughout the week, later towards the game. And of course, it will be the watch along. I believe it's Saturday, 3 o'clock. So join us from 2:30. We'll have the build up, lineup, and live match commentary. And as ever, until next time, take care. Come on, you on.